My name is Rachel Pardoe. I graduated from St. Joseph's University in 2019 with double majors in business intelligence and analytics and accounting. And I work at KPMG as a senior associate in the indirect tax technology group within state and local tax. My current role as a senior associate in the indirect tax technology group includes a variety of project management and technical skills. I work with a team of people, so I'm supported by other staff on a day-to-day basis, as well as managers and partners, all trying to accomplish the same goal of a successful client relationship as well as project outcome. Each project may look a little different, but usually involves similar concepts of technology systems. Each day is filled with a lot of meetings, from troubleshooting issues to status updates on a project to trainings and working sessions through client deliverables. My entry path started out as your pretty typical path for an SJU accounting student. I decided on the accounting major at the end of my freshman year. I was an undecided business major going all the way through freshman year, took the accounting classes you take your first year and really liked what I had discovered through those classes and had really good professors. So I just continued on with the major, took the accounting classes, and then applied for the summer programs that all the firms offered throughout my sophomore year, and then had received my internship offer at multiple Big Four firms by the summer of sophomore year, and then completed my internship the following winter during junior year. So by the time I had finished up junior year, I had already received my full-time offer to KPMG, and was able to return to the same group I interned in after I graduated. I had transitioned into a smaller, more specialized group within that team after a year and a half to 2 years working here, but I hadn't even known that that group existed when I interned here the first time. So kind of a typical entry path into the accounting firm world. But then as I worked here and kind of met different people, moved into the group I'm in today. Skills that you need to be successful in this job definitely include an appetite to learn and wanting to be engaged. Every day is something new, and no one ever expects you to know it all, especially when you're just starting. But if you're willing to try and take time to take a positive attitude, it really goes a long way. We always encourage our new staff to be a sponge and just take everything in and absorb as much as possible. You're not going to know everything, even just from your accounting classes on your first day of any job. So at SJU, I was always encouraged to go that extra mile, whether it was taking on an extracurricular activity, joining clubs, going to events, and working a job at school that I could continue my passions through. Meeting the minimum requirements, that was never instilled in me from any professor, faculty, mentor, or even other students. Everyone encouraged everyone to go that extra mile, and it's truly paid off in my career so far. It's the same kind of environment I found at KPMG that I had in my time at St. Joe's. Some activities that students should engage in to prepare themselves for a career in public accounting, and a career in general, really, is truly things like public speaking and things that put you out of your comfort zone. Everything about a career is new and scary when you've never done it before. That transition from college to having a job is, obviously, you've done school your entire life, and up until you're 20 some years old, you've never had to go to work every day and have bills. So it's everything is new and different, and it's very scary, and no one's ever done it before until you get to that point. But really just taking steps to like put yourself out of that comfort zone. I had wished that I traveled more during college and did like a study abroad thing, but just being able to like try new things, because when you go to work, you'll meet so many different people from so many different places. You'll travel to client sites in different cities and work with technology systems and client systems that you've never seen before. And no one expects you to know it all off that first day. And obviously your first few years of working, it's all very overwhelming, but just take it all in stride and get comfortable with being uncomfortable with something. You'll only get out what you put in. So if you want to be successful, take the time early to really learn certain things, like take extra time to look up Excel tips and look up videos on new systems, and just really do the best you can, because no one really expects you to know everything. Some networking tips that I give to students at every recruiting event I go to is to just go to every event St. Joe's holds and meet as many different people and firms and companies as possible. St. Joe's and the accounting department does an incredible job of bringing all the firms to you and putting on so many different events through the Career Center and all of the tools you have access to. So the honest truth is that all the work will be the same pretty much anywhere you go, but you have to enjoy the people you work with, and you only meet those people at the events. So just take every opportunity that St. Joe's provides to meet people, explore every option that every place has, and take it all in. I applied to multiple accounting firms and met people from all different jobs, not even just firms, but other companies, because you don't really know what you want to do, and all the work's going to just be work wherever you are. So you want to make sure you enjoy the people and align with the firm values. To me, diversity and inclusion means equity over equality. It means that privilege can impact ability and access, and that equality doesn't necessarily mean fairness if everyone has a different starting point. It means having a variety of backgrounds leads to more diversity of opinions and learning experience for everyone involved. I definitely do have a lot of privilege in the field I work in, since it is very diverse and inclusive of many different barriers. Some barriers I have faced in this field include gender and age. A lot of the accounting and business in general and technology services have historically been male dominated fields. And I work with a lot of men among my own colleagues to clients. I've been at client sites where I'm one of three women in the entire room. So I think as more women get into accounting and technology, it is changing the field definitely. But just being able to be taken seriously in some extent, especially with age and being a young professional. I look pretty young generally, so people don't tend to take me as the most serious and experienced person in the room. And when you don't have the 10, 20, 30 years of experience that a lot of people do in this industry, it's definitely a barrier to being able to kind of assert yourself in a project and know your place and role in the group. Resources I would recommend would definitely just be anything like you can look up on Microsoft Office and Excel hacks and tips. Just having those edge up on technology learning tools is definitely something that we look for in new hires, and especially attending networking events and just continuing to maintain those connections beyond graduation, such as alumni networks and young professional groups. There's not just like one book out there on how to excel in an accounting career at KPMG. So kind of just taking your own path and using your resources and tools that best work for you and your schedule. But definitely anything like Microsoft related is a big thing that we see in the accounting firms. I wish that someone had told me that it's okay if you don't know what you want to do, or it's okay to not know everything. I grew up a very like structured life of I knew I was going to graduate college and or go graduate high school, go to college, graduate from college, get a good job, and had this whole plan. But then once you kind of get to college and get to that job, you're like, now what? So it's okay to not know. I thought that I'd come into college and I had no idea what I wanted to do since I was undecided business major. It only took a couple good professors to see my potential in accounting. And all the way through to today, I didn't know I would be at the group that I'm in now. I didn't even know it was a group when I was in college. And it just goes to say, like, you don't really know what's out there for you. I don't know what the future holds for my career, but I'm just kind of going through, I don't want to say going through the motions in a bad way, but kind of take it all in and just enjoy the experience throughout the time that you have at St. Joe's. Meet as many people as you can, talk to everyone at every event. You don't know who you're going to need one day for something. The people I started with that don't work at KPMG anymore could be the CFO of a company one day. If I'm a partner at KPMG, we might need each other. So just, you never know who you're going to talk to and what group you're going to be in and where you're going to end up one day. And it's okay to not know that at the time. It's okay if you don't know what tax or audit is when you have to choose your internship, but just take it all in and you'll find where you need to be and where you're supposed to be. Definitely take in as much information from all the people you meet and all the professionals. Connecting with people is what's going to bring you further in your career, and it's going to make taking a job from just being a job to an actually enjoyable long-term career. There is a coworker of mine whose wedding I've been in. I've been to multiple coworkers' weddings, baby showers, and just being able to enjoy the people you work with is what makes your job more enjoyable long term, because work is work, work is the same everywhere. But having the people that you get to travel with and you want to actually travel with and want to work long hours with is definitely what makes that most enjoyable.